Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode number 6 of our PWG Guerrilla Warfare series on TW 2020. Today we are holding Ddt4, a little tournament that PWG's done a few times in the past. I say a few times. They did it annually beginning in 2007 and ending in 2015. The Young Bucks won 3 times. Roderick Strong, of course, used to enter every year with different partners, which was always fun. But now it's about time that it returns. And you might be thinking, but NLG, they haven't done it for 6 years now in game, because it's now 2021. Happy New Year and all that. You might be thinking, why are you doing that? Well, for the sole reason of our tag division's a little bit dead. And, you know, the Rona's come and gone and we're thinking, right, maybe we need to get this tag division back to life. So we have 8 tag teams tonight who will be competing in this tournament. And, of course, the Motor City Machine Guns start tonight as your PWG World Tag Team Champions. They dethroned the Rascals in August of 2020. But you might be thinking, I'm not familiar with Ddt4, how does this work? Well, you put 8 teams, including your tag team champions, in this tournament. 4 first round matches, 2 semi-finals and a final. If the Motor City Machine Guns lose, they will no longer be tag team champions. Every match where the tag team champions are fighting, the tag team championships become on the line. As a result, the Motor City Machine Guns walk in tonight as champions. They could lose the title in their first defense in the first round. They could lose it in the semi-finals. They could lose it in the final. You never know. Anything could happen. We could have the debutant Anthony Henry, who is teaming with JD Drake as the horseman, or the workhorseman, sorry. Anthony Henry could leave tonight as tag team champion in his first night in the company. It could happen, it is on the cards. We also have the debuting Lee Moriarty. He will debut tonight against Freddie Yehai. And we also have 2 new referees to replace Mike Yoda because he was a little expensive. And the other one who had a shit picture. We have Justin Borden and Odie Brown, both California-based referees who have just recently become a part of the database. So everybody say hello to Odie Brown and say hello to Justin Borden. And now let's say hello to PWG Ddt4. We kick things off, ladies and gentlemen, tonight from the Globe Theatre in front of 559 people. Where in a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, the team of Jordan Grace and Jonathan Gresham defeated Black Death, the pairing of Daniel Garcia and unkillable Kevin Blackwood. The match lasted 15 minutes and 25 seconds, but Jordan Grace pinned Kevin Blackwood with a fall from Grace. Grace and Gresham are through. John Gresham by far the star of the bout with the 63 there, did our bowler winner. Odie Brown's gimmick was awful, that's a shame. The match was a little too short for an important match in the eyes of our audience. That's interesting considering these 2 men are rated as unimportant, but you know, it's fine, they'll never fix that. 52 segment rating there. The next match gets a 58, where in a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Black Taurus pairs up with Laredo Kid against the Motor City Machine Guns, and Alex Shelley and Chris Sam retain the gold. As in 12 minutes and 38 seconds, Shelley pins Laredo Kid with a dirt bomb. 4 quite good ratings there. Alex Shelley with a 64, Laredo Kid with a 61, a 51 for Saban and a 53 for Black Taurus. The match gets the crowd buzzing. A great match tonight, and again, another issue with this match was too short for an important match issue is that if you are doing a tournament, not every match can be 20 minutes plus. Imagine if you had, say, JBL in a tournament for King of the Ring or something, and you had them go through to the final. If you wanted to have them all be the important matches that they are and be the right length, he's wrestling at least an hour. Nobody wants to see JBL wrestle a 1 hour match. Nobody. But anyhow, we move on from that 58, we get a 42. Oh fucking hell. Where in a decent match, the Rascals, who now have a stable picture, defeated Alex Zane and Blake Christian in 12:21 when Desmond Xavier pinned Blake Christian, pulling out the 6:30. Zachary Wentz sustained a broken nose. That's not ideal because he's got to fight at least once more tonight. Desmond Xavier with a 57, Zachary Wentz with a 43, Alex Zane with a 55, Blake Christian with a 52. Desmond was really off his game, Zachary was slowed by injury, and the match was too short for an important match, but it did get the crowd buzzing again. We have one last quarter-final matchup. I believe it is the Workhorsemen versus the Mexabloods. Who will win? Oh, Blake Christian has some heat, what a shame. We get a 53 when about that had good wrestling and didn't have much heat. Mexabloods defeated the Workhorsemen in 12:59 when Bandito pinned the debuting Anthony Henry with a Revolution Fly. Great performances from both Bandito and Flamita. The less said about the performances of Drake and Henry, the better, because they were okay, but you know, I mean, Anthony Henry got less than half of what Bandito did, so yeah, levels. But then we have a 49 rated bout, where in a bout that had good wrestling but little heat, Fred Yehai tapped out the debuting Lee Moriarty in 15 minutes and 17 seconds when he tapped him out to a Koji clutch. Fred Yehai with a 56, Lee Moriarty pulling with 49. The match was poorly placed as a technical match, isn't the right thing to be feeding a rowdy crowd. Yeah, why? Who cares, really? Lee Moriarty's apex of combat gimmick got an initial rating of very good because he himself is very good. A big win for Fred Yehai there, who gets some more momentum. I can barely speak. He gets some more momentum rolling. We're into the semi-finals now, where about that had good wrestling and decent heat, or decent reaction from the crowd. The Motor City Machine Guns retained the tag titles for a second time, booking their place in the final as they beat Jordan Grace and Jonathan Gresham in 14:44 when Alex Shelley pinned Jordan Grace with a dirt bomb. Defense number 2, that is. Some very, very identical ratings there. Gresham and Shelley both getting a 64. I believe they've fought 3 times in singles action real life, 1 win apiece and a draw. 42 for Grace, 46 for Sabin. Maybe that's about what we'll have to do here in PWG. Alex Shelley and Jonathan Gresham, 2 phenomenal technicians. Our final semi-final gets a 66, match of the night. We're in a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. The Rascals defeated Mexablood in 1944 when Desmond Xavier pulls out the 630 again, pins Bandito. He pins our PWG World Heavyweight Champion, who gets a 74, Flamita with a 58, Xavier with a 56. Poor injured Zachary with the 35, his nose is bleeding everywhere. The match gets the crowd hot. There a huge bout there. The Rascals, the Motor City Machine Guns in the final of Ddt4. It is their rematch, but we have one match left before that, and it's a 4-way bout. Some big boys here in another 66. ACH battles Brody King, Chris Dickinson and Chris Hero. One of those wrestlers is not like the others. ACH a much smaller wrestler than Brody King, Chris Dickinson and Chris Hero, but he proves that he can hold his own as in a bout that had great wrestling. ACH pins Chris Dickinson in 15 minutes with a dragon fly. Chris Hero and Brody King were brawling. They really got angry at each other. If anyone's seen the clip from a bout that TNA had back in the day, it's AJ Styles, Chris Daniels and Samoa Joe, a little known match. But both Samoa Joe and AJ Styles take it in turns to just lace into Christopher Daniels. That's what Chris Hero and Brody King were doing to ACH. They were throwing him, they were suplexing him, they were lariating him. But in the end, they really got in each other's face. 2 men who love to fight, just like Fit Finlay. 2 men with a lot of pride. In the end, Brody and Hero brawl out of the ring. It's left to just ACH and Dickinson. ACH catch them, big kick, dragonfly, 1, 2, 3. ACH with a huge victory there, getting a 58. Dickinson with a 55, Brody King with a 61, and Chris Hero with a 71 there. Huge action there, as this then takes us to our main event. Wait, what's going on here? Chris Hero and Brody King are now brawling through the crowd. They make it their way back towards the ring, and Brody King, big forearm, snap powerbomb on Chris Hero, and Brody King stands tall over Chris Hero tonight in the Globe Theatre. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one more match. The PWG World Tag Team titles again on the line. It's Rascals, it's the Machine Guns. It is a 50 rated match. Fuck off. In a decent match, the Motor City Machine Guns beat the Rascals in 14:20 when Chris Sabin pinned Zachary Wentz with a dirt bomb. Motor City Machine Guns win Ddt4 and they retain the World Tag Team titles for the 3rd time. Alex Shelley with the 59, Chris Sabin with the 46, Zachary Wentz with the 33, Desmond Xavier with a 55. It is what it is. I'm a bit disappointed by that rating, I can't lie. It doesn't help that Wentz was injured, and it doesn't help that it's their third match of the night each, but it is what it is. Fun fact actually, Alex Shelley stated on Twitter recently that when the Motor City Machine Guns fought the Rascals, when the Machine Guns returned to Impact this year, that the Rascals actually asked Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin to be their mentors. So a fun little fact for you there. I found it very fun when I learned that last night, so I assume you guys will too. This show gets a 54, increasing our popularity in one region. We will praise Alex Shelley, we will praise Desmond Xavier, and we will praise Zachary Wentz. I would praise Chris Sabin, but there's only 3 spots. Shelley and Xavier were the best workers of the teams, and Zachary Wentz broke his nose and still fought, so fair play to him. There we can see redheaded Kenny Omega squaring up to Pentagon Jr., who now known as Penta El Zero M again apparently, so that's a little bit interesting, isn't it? But we are now on our way to February, ladies and gentlemen. We have one show to hold in early March I'm aiming for, and then it will be the return of All-Star Weekend. I have a huge return planned at that event. I also have some more things planned for All-Star Weekend, such as the return of non-North America based talents. I promise you now that Paris De Silva, Jude London, the Velocities, they will return at All-Star Weekend. So big stuff there. Beyond, please come back. Nick Gage was the star of the show. Do love a bit of Nick Gage. MD fucking K. A lot of news there. The Butcher is staying with AEW. Rinku's staying with WWE, if anyone cares. I feel like that's the news that you guys really come here for. I do think quite often that a lot of you guys are watching my videos and thinking, NLG, what is happening with Rinku? What is happening with the Butcher? Because I don't know what's happening with the Butcher. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, our championships stand as follows. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, the latest holders of the Ddt4 tournament. Battle of Los Angeles was of course won by Jonathan Gresham. The World Heavyweight Championship belongs to Bandito, who has retained the title twice with victories over Jonathan Gresham and Chris Hero. And your World Tag Team Champions are the Motor City Machine Guns with victories over Black Taurus and Laredo Kid, America's Finest John Gresham and Joe Grace, and the Rascals Desmond Xavier and Zachary Wentz, all of course in tonight's episode. If you have enjoyed today's episode, then feel free to like the video, feel free to stick around for some more videos in the very near future. I'm looking at bringing out a local, a global very shortly, because I never got to properly do on this yet, and I know I really wanted to do that. Will it be the return of New York City Wrestling? It might be. Have I already got it planned out? Hell yeah. So it will be that. But thank you all for watching. If you have any suggestions for that or this series, then do be sure to leave them down below. Do be sure to check out the fantasy draft series we've got with Tier 1 Wrestling. A big thing happens in the next episode of that on pay-per-view. It is huge. Even if you haven't followed the series, you don't want to miss that, because it is carnage, and it shook me at probably about 5 in the morning. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all very shortly for some more TEW content.